Pastor Roy Gearhart from Galloway United Methodist Church in Franklin, Pennsylvania, sharing a few words of encouragement to help us follow after Jesus. Been in a spot where you were leading a group of people that were going nowhere? That's the place that Moses found himself in. And usually that produces frustration and aggravation for everyone, because the leader's trying to lead a group somewhere and they don't want to go there. And because they don't want to go there, they're aggravated with everything that that leader's trying to accomplish. And that doesn't matter whether you're trying to lead somebody from point A to point B, or in growth and maturity, or developing a vision and a dream. Moses had been leading God's people out of Egypt with a full heart of passion and commitment to get them to the promised land and be able to settle into this place that God was promising and giving to them. But the people turned God down and turned away from that moment when they were to enter in. So now they're on a trip going nowhere, and Moses has to lead them, and no one is happy, and that includes Moses. The fact of the matter is, Moses may have held out hope that he was going to actually get to lead the next group into the promised land, because God had said, these people are going to wander around out here in the wilderness for 40 years until the older generation dies off, and then I'll take the younger generation in. Well, Moses was holding out hope, I'm sure, that he might yet get to go in leading that group of people. But then Moses faltered. There was a day when the people were without water. They complained, they attacked, they did all of their usual routine, and Moses was frustrated. He's leading them on this trip to nowhere, and they are not happy, and he's not happy with them. And the Lord told him to take his staff and go out in front of the people, and there was a rock, and he should talk to it, and the water would come out of it, and he would provide what they needed. But Moses went out there and spoke in frustration. And instead of honoring God, he called out the people for their rebellion, and he spoke of his own frustration with them and laid claim, in effect, to providing the water as he struck that rock with the staff. Once before, God had sent Moses to strike a rock with a staff in order to produce water, but this time he was just to talk to the rock. And not only was he disobedient about the methodology, but he had failed to acknowledge God at all. He had taken on the responsibility, the frustration, and the credit. And so God told Moses, you too are going to miss out. You will not lead these people into the promised land. What a place to be in now, to know that not only are these people not going anywhere, but you're not going anywhere. And for many leaders, that's the frustrating position that they find themselves in. They'll feel as if they are working hard, they're pouring their lives into the work that they are given, and yet it seems to go nowhere. Sometimes it's a lack of cooperation. The people don't join in the vision. Sometimes there are all sorts of circumstances, matters of timing that just don't work out. You know that King David wanted to build a temple to honor the Lord after working so hard to get the people settled in to the point that they were. But God told David, you can't do it. You have too much blood on your hand from all these battles that you had to fight. You can't be the one to build that temple. And so he was not able to fulfill that dream and that heartfelt desire that he had. But you know, the Lord tells us that many people end their lives not being the one to reach that destination. In fact, the book of Hebrews in the 11th chapter tells us that there were many people that were looking forward to the coming of the Messiah, God's Savior. They were looking forward to that over the centuries, and many of them died without ever seeing that hope realized. And so we're reminded that we will go through those kinds of struggles in our life with passion, with desire, and with hopes that we would see that destination, enter the winner's circle, cross that threshold, and see our joys completed. And yet we won't be the one to get there. The Apostle Paul came to a peace and a resolve with that in his own heart. In fact, in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, he talked about the fact that he had laid a good solid foundation in preaching about Jesus. and now other people were going to build on it. Some people wanted to see that as a rivalry or as the next person was so much better than Paul, and Paul said, no, it's not like that. I laid the foundation, and now somebody else is building on it. And he was contented with that. To be the one who would lay the foundation, be phase one, and know that God had a plan for phase two. You and I are going to have to find that contentment in our own lives and know that even though we may not be the one who gets to the finish line, every step along the way counts. We're still on a journey of following God, and faithfulness is the victory of everyday life. May God bless you, and as you share this good news, may God make you a blessing wherever He takes you.